President and CEO at the Greater Brookfield Chamber of Commerce with our Taking It to the Street Tuesday. Today we are at Healing Harmonies in Wauwatosa. We are here with Erica Flores, founder and CEO at Healing Harmonies. So Erica, if you would share with the audience a little bit about what Healing Harmonies is and what you do here.
Sure. So we provide music therapy and art therapy services here in our clinic, as well as all around Milwaukee and Waukesha and surrounding counties. We work with children and adults with developmental disabilities, individuals with Alzheimer's or other neurodegenerative disorders. We work with mental health needs and also other varied needs as well with our services.
Excellent. And then share with us, you moved into this new space about a year ago, you said?
Yep.
So share with us, if you would, what prompted the need for that move?
Yeah, so our last space, which was not too far away, it was about 1,600 square feet, and this space is about 39, and we are definitely using it because the need for these services has really grown, especially since COVID, with all the mental health needs, and so this space is really offering us the ability to reach more people and also not only provide one-on-one services, but we're starting to offer small group opportunities as well.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. So what we'll do is we'll take a tour and see some of the different rooms that you have, and then the large space that you have in back, which is where I guess you have the more community, larger opportunities. Excellent.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about this room that we're in.
Okay, sure. So this is one of our music therapy rooms. We have 3 of them. This is our biggest one. And in all of our music therapy rooms, we have a standard base of instruments, either a keyboard and a piano. We have different drums. We have different chimes. Just really a lot of options for whatever the client needs in the moment. We also have options for like different types of lighting, because sometimes these overhead lights can be really overstimulating. And so we have to think through all those things. These are called tone bars. This is an example of something that we use a lot of times for regulation when we're working with someone who's autistic, or if we're working with like mental health and trying to decrease anxiety. We might use something like these because they have that nice bass sound, and they're made out of wood, and so they create a lot of different vibrations. So we just have a lot of different instruments that they're basically our tools of that help us achieve what it is that we're working towards.
And this large space, what is this used for?
Yeah, so I call this like my playground. It's just a really nice big space that can be multi-purpose. And then if we come this way, we currently have our summer camp going on, which is art and music therapy. It's an hour each, so this is all set up for that. But over here we have kind of our green space, which I want to make it kind of like a nature-y area. We've got like the mountains, but this is where we can also do like some jamming or some small group work. But really the idea back here is I have this vision of a space to be able to provide for small social group opportunities or support groups, but also maybe potentially networking opportunities to host, our fellow networkers someday. So.
Oh my gosh, what would be really neat is to do one of our coffee events here. Mm-hmm. An early morning coffee.
Yeah.
If Friday mornings work for you.
Sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that we talked about is how many individual studios do you have here, and what are they used for?
Yeah, so we have the option to have up to 6 sessions going at one time. We have 6 rooms. 3 of them are music therapy, 2 of them are art therapy, and then the last one is kind of like an overflow room. It doesn't have any windows, so my dream is to really make a sensory room out of it. But for right now, it's just an additional room for maybe a virtual session, or if we need an extra space for some more music therapy.
And at your other location, how many individual studio rooms did you have?
We had 3.
Wow.
So we had 2 music therapy and 1 art therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so our last stop is going to be the art therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We'll check that out. And we are now in one of the art therapy rooms with Maggie, who is one of the 3 art therapists here at Healing Harmonies. So share with us what you do in this space.
Yeah, so this is one of the 2 rooms that we use for our therapy sessions. We kind of have a variety of population that we work with. Mostly in our clinic, we work with one-on-one individuals, children that might have special needs or mental health. But we do have teenagers, we have adults, we have aging adults. So we do really work with a variety. But an art therapy session can look so different for everybody. But we could have something really basic where we might just be working on almost more like skills that might be with attention span, impulse control. So it might be something like, we might have a project like this that, looks really cute, but it might be about following directions, following visual directions or verbal directions.
I never would have thought of art therapy that way.
Yeah, so you can use something like this that could look like just a craft project, but we can utilize it in a really therapeutic way. So it could be about, let's rip this tape. I mean, they might not have the fine motor skills to rip that tape, so practicing that. Or just slowing your painting process instead of painting all over the table or on their hands, but being able to kind of slow their processing down. But we also do have a lot of really cool processing in our art therapy practice where it might not be something like this, it might be something a little more abstract, or maybe you give them more of a directive for themselves to create. So if we're working more with mental health, that directive might be like, let's create a character that represents your emotion today. And let's create a scene with that character. Now let's make a house with that character. So it's really neat to be able to have all these different ways of using our skills and using our ability with whatever type of art material. So we really have a variety of stuff that we try to keep it open. We try to allow them to choose their materials, allow them to, also guide the process, but in a therapeutic way, in a beneficial way. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to have a variety of materials and have that support as an art therapist and as a professional. But it's still nice to have everything labeled because, you have these kids that might get overwhelmed, might get overstimulated. So be able to have an organized and safe space for them to create is really important. So there's a lot of factors that come into art therapy. It's not just making pretty pictures. It's really based off of the client's needs and, what are we hoping to get out of these sessions. So everyone is different. Everyone has different goals and objectives, but in the end, we're making art and it's really fun. So
and you did a wonderful job of explaining that because I never would have thought, not being anything in a therapy setting.
Yeah.
But when you said, let's do a picture of how you're feeling today and what would the scene around that look like and what would the house look like, that gives you so much of an opportunity to express that.
Yeah, art makes it easy. It really does. It allows it to do most of the work, and you're just kind of there to kind of guide it and, manage it. And if behaviors come up, if emotions come up, that's where our therapeutic, role can come into play, and we can really make it a safe place for them. So
excellent. Well, thank you so much, Maggie.
Thank you.
And so after the art therapy room, we had a conversation because I was just blown away by how much I learned from Maggie. And so we're back here for a little bit more to learn more about the music. So
Sure.
Take it away.
Yeah. So I had mentioned earlier that that these are basically our tools that we use in the work that we do. And when we're thinking about what tools to use in our work, there's always a validation behind what we offer, and so when we're working with someone, we're taking into consideration their physical needs or abilities as well as mental and emotional. So some of the instruments that we use, so this is called a happy drum, and it's very improvisational, and I'm actually going to give it to you, Carol, to hold.
Okay.
Because you'll feel it's kind of heavy, right? And so like if somebody is sitting and you put it in their lap, you've got that weight, which is very grounding, right?
Sure.
And so I'm gonna play a little bit for you.
Oh my gosh, is that cool?
So what are you feeling on your hands?
The vibration. Yeah.
So the vibrations actually literally relax your muscles in your body. So it's almost like an act of Botox. So like people who are really contracted, if you play instruments against them and their contractions for a while and at a really regulated, regular beat, it can relax their muscles and you'll see their body relax and their arms come down.
Wow. And I can see how if this is on your lap, just because of the vibration.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's good for arthritis, pain.
And I can still feel the vibrations
Yeah.
in my hand. Oh my gosh, how cool.
And I put the chimes out for you so that you can play the chimes because I know you love the chimes.
love the chimes.
She's talented.
I love the chimes.
And it's our job to really set people up for success. And I mean, really, like, we're going to give you a role in whatever we're doing that is going to make you successful because the last thing we want to do is frustrate people. You don't have to have previous experience. You just have to really enjoy music and be willing to let the music help you, right? So another one of our tools that we use, this is called an ocean disc. We have several different versions based on, really they have different sounds. And so I'll show you basically, it's the beads, and there's different versions made with different materials. This one is a lot softer, and it's meant to sound like the ocean.
And it does.
And Carol, if you want to come do this with me, and you can put your hands under it.
This is so incredibly relaxing.
So we might sing a familiar song like, my bonnie lies over the ocean, my bonnie lies over the sea. And we get people to sing together. It can be something that we're doing as a team, but also you're feeling the beats. We could be breathing together. Deep breath in. And out with the waves.
Oh my gosh, I could just do this all day.
And the longer you do it, the more your body releases. So, yeah, and we do lots of drumming. We have a lot of different types of drums. Again, when working with drums, we're thinking about what sound are we looking for? What are they able to do? This drum has like little feet here, so you don't need to hold it. But this one, you have to have the physical capability, well, especially if you're sitting, to hold it, because if you hold it against the ground, it doesn't really make a sound because you need to have that space open.
Ah, okay.
So the other cool thing too is if you put your hand on the bottom, like by the opening, you'll feel like the air. So when we're using these, like we're using so many different characteristics and purposes of it to give people that feedback and that regulation that they need. And also like creating that awareness and teaching people the awareness of what you can get from these tools within a session. So
I have learned so much. This has been so much fun, and seriously, I could spend a day here between the music and the art.
yeah, it's fun. We like what we do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like to learn how your business can be featured on the Greater Brookfield Chamber of Commerce Taking It to the Street Tuesday, please reach out to Miranda Berger at BCC, that's B as in boy, CC at brookfieldchamber.com. Thank you.